Yeah, I
Is your
remember.
dad still eating really weird? Really weird?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I went into his house and there was 2 packs of mild Italian sausage
Mhm.
just outside on the deck. Um, and he's like, "Oh, it's cold enough out here." So he's
Mm,
using the natural cold
yeah.
keep like food cold. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like any animal could just be coming and like licking the package or like anything like that. He's very adventurous with food. The other day he had like some roast beef in a pot and he had put it outside and it was out there for like 3 days. I'm like, Dad, throw that out.
What? Whoa.
Megadads Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Megadads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
What?
I don't know what he was doing. He's
Lid
like,
on top or no?
there was a lid.
Okay.
Thank heavens. But yeah, there was a. So he's. I don't know. It's a dad thing, I guess. He just doesn't want to throw things out. Like cheese in his fridge will be moldy, and he'll be like, "Oh, it's still good" or whatever. Like I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but he's very like. I don't know. Maybe it was like when he was raised, he's like, he didn't want to like waste food and it kind of took it to the extreme. I don't know exactly what's going on, but he he keeps food way too long. He keeps it in weird places. Like he'll like cook something that doesn't smell right and eat it. It's so odd. And I talk to him about this all the time. I'm like, I will buy you food. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I will replace that mild Italian sausage that you just kept outside for like 2 days with some fresh sausage. Like, I don't know.
There's definitely a thing in the Midwest of using the outside refrigerator, right? Like if
Yes,
you have
I
a
mean,
bunch
I
of
do
people.
it for like a beers or
Yes.
Coke or like something like that, but not like, you know, cheese, like a hunk of cheese, like out there. Like you can't do that.
Hmm.
What if
I
an
think
animal is just salivating all over it or something?
yeah, we need Gordon Ramsay to visit your dad. Like I watch Kitchen Nightmares, and when
Yeah,
he goes into the walk-in
yeah.
refrigerator and he's just like, what the hell is this? It's moldy. It's raw. We need Gordon Ramsay to visit your dad. This program is powered by Megadad's Boost, our public support program. You can join at patreon.com/megadads. For over 10 years, Megadads has been bringing you the best in podcasts, reviews, interviews, family fun, and so much more. As an independent media organization, we rely on audience members like you to help support what we do, to ensure that Megadads can continue to bring you the great content that you enjoy. If you've been watching, listening, or playing along through the years, please consider lending your support by becoming a member of Megadad's Boost. Memberships start for as little as $1 a month, and you can start collecting your Boost rewards from day one. Rewards like art cards, early access podcasts, reviews, gameplay clips, and so much more. Please visit patreon.com/megadads and become a member today. You can help us continue to make more of that Megadads coverage you've loved over the last 10 years well into the future by becoming a member of Megadad's Boost.
Adam, I have a problem.
Yeah?
My daughter, I've talked to you about like her ideas, kind of where her mind's at. It's beautiful. She's in that age of wonderment. She's
Mm-hmm.
4, about to be 5, and she's just like a deep thinker, very sensitive, and love her. She's great. But I have a huge problem because in a way it's kind of getting out of hand. So like she was bawling, like crying for like a good 40 minutes and emotionally distraught like I've not seen in quite a while. And the reason why she was breaking down emotionally was because we explained to her that a ladybug cannot be a house pet. And
Yeah.
she was distraught. Why? I want a ladybug for a house pet. And I was like, where are we, trying to get her to see the logic. I'm like, where is it gonna sleep? How are we,
Yeah.
we can't walk it. Like, this is a wild animal and it's an insect. Like, it's too small.
It's way too small.
Nothing was computing. But there have been people online who do weird pets. Like I saw somebody yesterday that raised an alligator.
That's not a
Like,
good idea.
well, they thought it was a gecko supposedly, and then they kept it and they were vlogging and they were like saying, "Oh, it's getting bigger." And it's like, I don't think this is a gecko. It's an alligator. And then they end up keeping it. And then you see like the guys on his couch, like laying with it like a dog. And, it's coming up to him and he's petting it. And like people do like ferrets, people do like pigs and like geese inside their house, like different things. Did you ever like experiment with like really weird unconventional pets? Or
I mean,
you had turtles for a while before you killed them, right?
Well, no, I only killed one of them. We still have 3 turtles, but I think that's like the most extreme. Like I think as a society, we just need to settle the fuck down. Like people are trying to be too inventive, too creative. Like when we were kids, it was cats, dogs, fish, birds, right? Like
Sure,
there's nothing wrong with sticking to the basics. Nobody had an emotional support otter, right? But like that's not uncommon now. Obviously for kids, they don't get it. But that dude with the alligator, that thing is going to eat his throat.
One day
he is going to get murdered by that creature. And
it
you
happens
see it
all the time.
That's just it. You see it all the time, and people just they want to be cool, they want to be trendy on the internet, whatever. Like everybody wants to be like, I've got the juggling chimpanzee that lives in my den, but that chimpanzee is gonna rip your face off and shit down your throat cavity someday.
I saw a video of a chimpanzee with his family making s'mores the other day. So they taught him, or he learned how to make a s'more sandwich. So you see him assembling his sandwich, and they're all around the campfire, and you see their big house in the background, and they're just like, they have a really nice setup, and there's their pet chimp eating a s'more. And I think I mentioned it on the show before. My mom has kept squirrels live abundantly outside our house, so she feeds them, and they've gotten so acclimated that they come right up, ask for the squirrel. Like she bought a little picnic table and put it on the window, so it's a picnic table with seats.
My mom does this exact same thing.
And then feeds them, and they come and they sit in the seats and they have a nice meal, and then they go away. And they're very demanding now about the food. So she has squirrels, basically. His name's Charlie, the main one, and he's Charlie the squirrel. And people they just I don't know. We shouldn't domesticate certain things, like insects and stuff. Have you seen the grasshopper, or not the praying mantis? There's a praying mantis who lives in LA with this girl. It has its own little apartment thing, and it relaxes on its little.
It's probably got its own TikTok, right?
Couch. No, it is. It has a TikTok. It's very famous, and he chills. He eats pizza and all that shit. It's, I don't know.
We've gotten so enamored with ourselves as a society that we think we can just do anything. We can make anything cute and trendy, right? Yeah. But the laws of it. Did Jurassic Park teach us nothing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
This is, you just have to face harsh reality with your daughter that ladybug, there's a path for that ladybug in its existence, and it does not include living in your child's bedroom.
A ladybug probably lives for 4 days or something like that. Seriously, I'm not going to do that. You can't keep it.
The place to be for Megadad's socials is the Megadads Discord, where you can engage with your favorite Megadads as well as other friends of the Megadads every single day in our stress-free and welcoming social space. When you're a member of our Discord, you will get alerts for all of our content drops, so you never have to miss a review, a podcast, or a hot take. Partake in our fun weekly Megadads holidays like Waluigi Wednesday and Final Fantasy Sunday. Megadads Discord is fun, free, and follows you wherever you go. Join us today and become part of the conversation. All right. Well, I think at that
Dad's being super positive.
it's time to talk about the things that are bringing us joy. I'm frustrated to no end with humanity. It's time to start talking about the things that are making us happy. Antonio, what's your super positive?
My daughter, Adam, is now very well versed in how to use a phone. Unlocks it, can go and understand what the apps are, has texted people, was taking photos, like all the like major basics of like what the phone can do. And, thank God she's not like trying to scroll social, but she's now figured out, YouTube. Oh, I know how to skip the ad. I know how to play. I know what a thumbnail is, so I click what I want to see. So now she's getting really good at it, and she's been calling her friends. She's found out how to call her friends, like her classmates' parents, on the phone. So she calls them, and we're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like Lily called you because she wants to talk to her friends."
Oh, man.
And then we're like, "Oh, let's let them talk for a minute." So here's the conversation. Like, "Hey, Nelly. And then the kid on the other end is laughing.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Lily." And they're like just growling at each other, and then Lily laughs. And then like that's what they're calling to do, is yell and growl at each other so each other can laugh. Isn't that so pure? They're just like, that's what they want to do. Like, this is why I called, Adam, to grunt and just have the giggles with you for a while. Is that wild?
Calling somebody to grunt at them becomes a totally different thing when you're an adult. So you really
When did we stop? When did we stop having the childlike wonderment of calling people to growl so the other person on the other line can laugh? I'm like, they're using this phone for like the most pure form of entertainment. It's great.
Have they figured out FaceTime yet?
Yeah, they. Oh, are you kidding me?
Okay.
Pandemic.
I say once
pandemic
you put faces
times, like,
into it, grunting and
my
silly
daughter's
faces.
first, the first like interactions my daughter had with other people was through like the Facebook portal and FaceTime and all this stuff. So she knows FaceTime for sure. She puts on the faces and the emoji things, and it's just like, it's scary though, seeing your kids get entrenched in technology and all this. I'm like, I don't know. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies just watching it happen.
Yeah, my son has his own phone, which I swore that I would never ever do.
When did this happen? Wait, you told me about
this. Yeah,
this
was for a Christmas present, and
no, Adam,
he's going to middle school next fall, so he'll be in a different school than my daughter, than his sister. So they won't be getting picked up together. He's gonna be taking the bus, all this stuff. So we're like, okay, we wanted to get my mom a phone, so we had to, we got sucked into the family plan thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
well,
here's 10 phones. Yeah,
right.
Take it.
Yeah, that's how we ended up. But yeah, he's got more contacts in his phone than I do in mine. Certainly uses more of them than I do. He's constantly getting texts. He's like, oh yeah, that's my friend Avery. That's my friend Sasha. That's my friend Diesel. And I'm just kind of like,
Diesel.
Good yeah. God. He's got a friend named Diesel. Doesn't that sound badass?
Well, I thought he had gotten someone pregnant when you had misspoke right now. I'm like, you get him the phone. Next thing you know, he has he's with child. Like, this is serious, Adam. You just what'd you get him? Like a unrestricted iPhone, or is it one of these like?
No, he knows how to use it better than I do. I was trying to use his phone as a secondary video camera for a video we were shooting the other day, and I'm like, why is your phone locked? Why do you have a passcode on it? And I'm like, oh my God.
You fucked up so
We're
bad,
in it.
Adam.
We're in it deep, right? But yeah, he's getting texts from girls now, and
oh my God, Adam. Oh my God. What are you going to do?
Chatting up and setting up Fortnite sessions with his friends, all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, I am such a goddamn loser. I am such a loser. The only person I ever talk to on my phone is my mom and my wife. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. And every once in a while you text me. Can you please text me some more so that I don't feel like such a disgrace of a human?
Like, the problem with texting and calling people is like, I really don't want to.
Yeah.
That's like the number one. Like, I hardly ever text. I hardly ever call. People call me and I'm just like, if I'm gonna do something, I rather speak on the phone and get it done with conversation in 10 seconds. Like, ask you the 10 questions I need about where we're gonna meet up, and that's it. But like, I don't know. Like, I'm scared of technology. The more we have access to it, the more these phones can do. And now we're giving them to our kids, and they're doing God knows what with it. I don't like it, Adam. It makes me. I don't like it.
It's icky. It's icky. All right, I want to talk about a game. And it's a game that my kids have been playing, and a game that I've been playing with my kids. What's your opinion on cozy games?
I need these in my life now because I'm really trying to wean Lily off of the violence. Like, she plays Marvel Rivals now in practice mode.
No
And,
way.
she's like, oh, I want to be the Punisher because he has a big gun and he's shooting.
Oh,
So
shit.
I messed up. By introducing her to cartoon violence. So now she's reached that level. She's like, I want to unleash this super move in Genshin Impact and cut these people up. And I'm just like, I think I need you to go back to Bluey, because we tried Bluey. We've tried, the real basic kid games. And I need more of these to enrapture her so she doesn't go to the Call of Duty lobbies. Next thing you know, she's going to be, dropping the F-bombs on people and teabagging. And I shouldn't do that. I have to bring her back to cozy games.
Well, I want to talk about this game that I've been playing with my kids, and maybe I can offer some advice. We're talking today about Mika and the Witch's Mountain. Now, we got a code for this game. It is a cozy game, and really what the crux of the cozy game is not only like the feeling it gives you of just like zen and chill out, but there's no combat, there's no aggression. These games exist to just give you good warm vibes. A good example of this is like the Dordania, the game that I played last year. The whole thing was about playing as a young girl who visits her grandmother in the French countryside, right? There's just low stakes, feel good game, and that's what this is. Mika and the Witch's Mountain. I got this game primarily for my daughter because the protagonist is a young little redheaded girl. So I thought, well, I have a young little redheaded girl. This would be perfect for her. I'm trying to find a game that she'll really click with. And I actually ended up drawing my son into the game, who plays the games that I play, right? Like, he's into God of War, Horizon, Fortnite, all these, action games or whatever. I ended up drawing him into it and really drawing my daughter into it because of the experience that we're having playing together. We make this a family experience, even though it's a single player game. So I'll talk a little bit about what the game is, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how we play it, and maybe that'll give you a little help, a little assist. So Mika and the Witch's Mountain. It is a single player game where you play as a young witch who is a mail carrier. The entire game takes place on a single island that has a giant mountain in the center of it. And this island is inhabited by all sorts of fantastic characters, not just humans, but there's like little sea people. There's giant like lion characters, mystical, magical characters. Think like Lord of the Rings, right? But it's all presented in a very cute, cartoony aesthetic. The game itself, the graphics invoke like Wind Waker. The ocean surrounds you. You can see the swirls of the wind. Very colorful, very bright, low poly, cartoony aesthetics. And the whole idea of this game is you are a mail carrier and you are delivering packages to all these different characters across the island as you level up your character, level up your broomstick, and ascend to the top of the mountain, which I think is like the ultimate goal of the game, is you want to get up to the top of the mountain. Each delivery that you make has certain conditions to it. So somebody will give you, like, maybe it's like an antique clock, and you have to get this to point B on the island, but you have to do it without slamming into the environment around you. So you have to deliver it without taking any damage. Or maybe you're delivering a book, and the condition is you can't get this book wet, which means your character can't touch the water. The entire time you're making your delivery, you can jump on your broomstick at any point, and you float and you glide around the island. So you can do it on foot, but there are certain like chasms that you have to cross, or maybe you have to go to higher elevations, and so you have to fly. And there's wind currents, like I said, all around the island, which can be tricky to navigate. You're flying in and out of different obstacles. So there's a little bit of, I don't know if platforming is the right word because you're flying the whole time, but you're navigating, right? And you have to meet these conditions and fill up your delivery card for the day. So as you play this story, you're filling out your delivery card, you're bringing people their packages, you're trying to get the best score. And then at the end of that day, which is like a level, you upgrade your broom. It gets a little faster, it can fly a little higher, and then you go higher and higher and higher up the mountain. Very low stakes, very cute, very chill, very simple, right? The entire game takes place on this one island. So there's not a lot of like geographical variety, right? Now, the way that I've played this game with my kid or with my kids is we speak for the characters. We give them funny voices. Part of the game is there's little collectibles all around the island that you have to find. They're little stone totems. And if you collect enough of those, you bring them into a shop and you can buy new dresses or new customizations for your characters. And so every time we fly around the island, we see one of those little stone totems and we scream out, pretty dress, because we want to get these things and turn it in for new customizations for our characters. So the game itself is very simple, very low stakes, very chill, but we bring the character ourselves. We bring the funniness ourselves, and we really bring our sense of play to this game. And I think that's really key to getting your kid invested in a game is bringing yourself to it, right? A game can be one thing.
Great advice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like reading a storybook. It's like reading a storybook to your kid. You could just read the words, or you could read it in funny voices, and you can make up games like, what do you see in the pictures, right? And so I was playing it with my daughter because my son had no interest in this game whatsoever. He's sitting on the couch on his phone, right? But I'm playing with my daughter, and we're just laughing and having the time of our lives. We're flying as high as we can with our broomstick. Then we're pressing the button that takes the broomstick away and seeing how far we can drop our character to the ground. And of course, there's no fall damage, so you fall like a good 10 stories, and then your character like squats like a pancake. So we made like a whole mini game of how high can we fly and drop, and we're just belly laughing and having the time of our life, which then got my son to look up from his phone and want to be a part of that fun. He wasn't so much interested in like the game mechanics as he is interested in being a part of that family experience that we were having. And because we use that, we've unlocked a lot of fun with this game. Not to say that this game is not good, but we brought like an extra level to it. And so this game is very approachable for kids. Like I said, there's no enemies, there's no dying, there's no penalties. So it's really accessible and fun for kids, super colorful and cartoony. But because I'm playing with them and bringing that extra sense of fun, and we're doing something with dad, my kids are having the time of their life with this game. Every day after school, it's like, hey, can we play the witch game? Can we play the witch game? Because it's like a play experience, right? It's like sitting on the floor with your kids with the action figures and really engaging. So Mika and the Witch's Mountain, it's a great cozy game.
It looks fun. The flying looks very interesting. I'm loving it. This is great.
Mm-hmm. So like, I don't know how many people like cozy games, but like this is definitely one that I'm having a great time with my kids. We're making it a whole thing, right? And so it's been a lot of fun. Really great art design. Like the characters are all hand drawn. So when you talk to them, it has like a little character pops up and it looks like a storybook, and it's just cute, right? It's just a cute time. So your daughter might want to get away from killing folks. Like if you find something like this that is like an open book that you're able to bring yourself to, right? Maybe the idea is you don't want a game that has like a lot of like focus, a lot of direction. They want you to kill this thing to advance to the next level. You get an open game like this where you can really just play in the world, and then you can play with your kids in that world. They might have a great time with it. So this would be a good one. I think it's relatively, like I said, I got a code for it. I don't know what the price point is, but it's an indie game. It's probably like $20-$30. and I think it's available on all platforms. Let's take this opportunity to thank all of our members of Megadads Boost who help make content like this possible. For 10 years, Megadads has been producing podcasts, reviews, videos, interviews. We've been going to preview events and making all sorts of other kind of fun content that revolves around parenting and gaming. And all of that has been possible because of the support we receive from members of Megadads Boost. If you'd like to join Megadads Boost, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Megadads and you can sign up for as little as $1 a month. All that money goes right back into Megadads content and ensures that we can continue to deliver more fun stuff like this for years to come. Members of Megadads Boost get this podcast boosted 5 days early and completely ad-free. And not only that, but in February, we have a special offer. Any paid member of Megadads Boost in the month of February is going to get one of these 3D emblem crests delivered to your house. All you got to do is be a paying member of Megadads Boost. So make sure you go to patreon.com/Megadads and sign up today. And if you are a paid member of Megadads Boost, make sure you're checking your Patreon messages so that we can get your shipping information and send you your 3D embossed Megadads emblem. Pretty cool, right? Our members of Megadads Boost for the month of February are Spokes, Emily Smith, Brent, John DeFrancesco, Brendan Myers, Brandon Wilson, The Snack Network, Dave Soto, Jesse Waldack, Timothy Alf, Andy Penzick, Luke Porter, David Snyder, The Boffo Yucks Dudes, Justin Masson, and the Nintendo Dads Podcast. Make sure you guys are checking your messages on your Patreon hub so that we can get you your 3D embossed Megadads emblem. And the fine folks hanging out in the free tier are Solara Clark, The Coconut Wizard, Avi Cohen, One Track Gamers, John Layola, Michael Kwan, Sonny Megatron, Nima, Eric Wood, Petey McD, Mike Salvino, and Brian Scott. Thanks to everyone who is engaging in our Megadads Boost community. And again, if you want to be a part of that, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/Megadads. Now back to the show. This sound right here means we've reached the end of the episode of Megadads Live, where we give you a recommendation of something outside the world of games that we think you might enjoy. My caboose, I've been doing a project with my son. Every year at this time, his school has an art fair. And every year he's wanted to do a diorama. Like kids could do paintings, they could make puppets, you can do whatever you want as long as it's creative. And every year we've made a diorama. And this year, because we're going to Tokyo, he wanted to make a Zen garden. So we've created a base, and we bought some sand and some really cool smooth stones, and we're populating the Zen garden. But because he got a 3D printer, we're also printing and painting giant Japanese totems and structures and lanterns and things like that. So it's a big project that we're involved in. And much like Mika and the Witch's Mountain, it's an activity that we can do together. It's creative. It's a lot of fun. So just doing a project with your kids that you can sit down, whether it's a puzzle or a sculpture or painting or whatever it is, take the time to do something creative like that with your kids, because it's very fulfilling, and obviously it's a good outlet for their creativity as they grow up.
That's awesome.
What's up your caboose?
I have recently dove into something that I think many people in the community are familiar with already. It's a show on Apple TV called Silo. Have you seen Silo?
I've heard about it.
Everyone's talking about it. Yeah.
Rebecca
and it's
Ferguson,
been out for
right?
a while. Yeah. So there's this story about people who are living underground in this like silo-shaped bunker. And there's people under there, and there's this whole mystery about, why do we live like this? Because their history, the why behind why they lived like that is kind of lost to time. And you're in there, and you're just supposed to understand that you have a role, you have a place in the society. That outside world, once you leave the silo, is incredibly dangerous. You don't know exactly why. So it's nothing but mystery, straight up.
Ooh.
And they openly talk about it. And they're like, why this, why that, and it all comes down to, are you the type of person that could just live your life and say, hey, I have 4 square meals a day, I'm relatively safe? Could you just live that way and go with the flow? Or would it kind of drive you crazy after a while that you're stuck in a tin can? And it's very odd. And there's very good acting. Rashida Jones is in there. A bunch of other people are in there. Common's in there. Like other actors and actresses that really elevate the experience. It has a decent, like, very odd, like, visual style. They kind of get into their culture of, like, how would people react in this instance and in that instance, and it's very interesting. I've only started, but I hear great things. My brother was telling me how he read the books randomly, and that it was a very easy, quick read. There's 3 books. I think they're going to come out with a 4th one. And the show, you know, they twist it up like they usually do with adaptations, and, you know, keep you on your toes. So it's very interesting. I would suggest dipping into it. A lot of people say that it's worth a watch. So Silo on Apple TV.
That sounds like my jam. We're doing like a 3rd watch through of Lost right now, and I love those kind of stories. I love those kind of stories.
I think you would like Silo. Yeah.
Cool. Apple TV has got a lot of great stuff, doesn't it?
Over time they crept up on it, and they've added more and more stuff. Like, you know, the Severance is the other one that everybody's talking about that you should be on there. Shrinking is good. There's a bunch of other ones that are decent. So the streaming wars continue, I guess.
Oh my God, money. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Mega Dads Live. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right here at youtube.com/megadads, and join us in our Discord, our community Discord, where we have conversations every single day, all sorts of fun stuff happening in the Discord. The link is in the description right below. We will see you next week on an all-new episode of Mega Dads Live.